Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my esteemed colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Moments away, it'll be the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Bulls in Chicago. And guys, for the Bulls, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. We're going to be watching Joakim Noah in this one, former Defensive Player of the Year. What he gives this team goes far beyond what you see in the stat sheet, though. And Shaq, you used to go surfing with him in Hawaii.
Surfing?
Is this correct? Is this correct?
Yeah, we had to stop because, you know, he's a wild child. I'm out there one day.
Thanks for joining us live for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. Cheering for their Bulls. Tip-off goes to Minnesota. And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Youngsters Anthony Towns and Chang are in the post. Rubio and Levine teaming up in the backcourt. And it's Wiggins in at the small forward. Outside Rose. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
On defense, the Timberwolves. Butler goes in. Good D by Rubio. Levine kicks to Wiggins, and that one's good.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game. You know, getting the ball inside early.
And it worked to perfection, Clark, on that possession. We'll see how that plays out in terms of being a big part of their game plan.
That's good. We're about 1 minute into the first. Rubio against Rose. Here's Levine, defended by Butler. Wiggins drives in. Here's Levine, 4 on the shot clock. The offensive rebound, and the shot is good.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Well, let's go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Sam Mitchell. Doris, what's the news?
One player he doesn't want to overlook is Pau Gasol. He said Pau has that hook shot that is nearly impossible to guard, and that most of their defense on Pau will be centered around denying him the ball and forcing him to catch it away from the basket. We'll see if they can execute that plan, guys.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year at Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin, but few saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
And Towns drops them both.
And guys, with Towns, he is so valuable in every aspect of the game. Really great at both ends of the floor. His defense is as strong as it gets for a first-year player.
Then Gasol with the dunk.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finish hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
And Towns gets it to go.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
And perhaps the biggest plus about Towns is his upside. I mean, he's shown that he can make big strides in his level of play. Already good at shooting from outside.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. Rubio with it. Butler covering. Jang a screen, off the pick, and Towns the bucket on the assist by Rubio. And that's now 10 points for Karl Anthony Towns. Bulls trail by 6. And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. Stolen by Rose. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Wiggins dishes to Rubio. Takes it from 10. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnover.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
And last season, really a tale of two halves for the Wolves. When Ricky Rubio returned from injury, they just looked so much more in sync as a team.
For Chicago, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Rose attacking. Rubio with the rebound.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
To the inside, Towns with the steal. Rubio against Rose. Now, here's Rubio. He's guarded closely. Jang the pass to Wiggins. Lets it go with a 3. Here's Towns. Tipped away. And Gasol sends it back. Here's Butler. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Joakim Noah's checked in for Gasol. Iritic comes in for Taj Gibson. McDermott's checked in for Dunleavy. And it's Brooks in for Rose. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Jang. Payne comes in for Towns. Tayshaun Prince is checked in for Wiggins. And Shabazz Muhammad subbed in for Levine. Butler. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
And Rubio kicks to Muhammad. Pekovic attacking. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Rubio left side. To the left wing. Now here's Muhammad, defended by Butler. Muhammad, no luck.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And that one's good by Noah.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Rubio misses.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Three-pointer, Butler, that's good. Butler's got 7 points. Now Rubio. There's the 3, and that one's good.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take them long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Timberwolves ahead, leading by just 2. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And the Gasol brothers, both starters in the All-Star game last season. It's the first time that's...
It's like a dream come true. It's hard to really picture.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way two of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become two of the best centers in the NBA of this era.
Yeah, and especially, Kevin, when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Marc Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers, who traded him to Memphis for his brother.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And, guys, what's your take so far on the Timberwolves?
Really active hands early on here as they're able to acquire several steals.
Well, they've really been aggressive guys on defense, and it's paid off, so why stop? Keep it.
That is just nasty.
About the athleticism on that finish.
How's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway. Self-service.
the most magnificent alley-oop he could have chosen.
Yeah, and he pulls that one off, guys, to perfection. Just such a good shooter from that range.
And you factor in his height advantage, it's almost unfair. And, guys, as we all know, Kevin Garnett is one of the very best power forwards ever to play the game. I mean, was passed by Tim Duncan last year for total rebounds by active players. Still an amazing statistic among many for KG, a future Hall of Famer.
Chicago making a switch here. Holiday's checked in. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Towns is checked in, and they get it back. On the wing, Wiggins. Just 5 to shoot. Tries again. Can't get it to go. Now Chicago takes it the other way. And for KG, the last 3 seasons have obviously been very, very tough. His injuries and declining athleticism have led to down numbers really across the board.
Yeah, I mean, his role now has transformed. He's more of a clubhouse leader, a mentor to the up-and-comers, an extra coach, if you will, in game and on the sideline.
Levine dishes to Muhammad. Wiggins against Holiday. And it will go, and the Bulls' lead is cut down to 1 in the bucket from Wiggins. Chicago's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Portis. Noah kicks to Holiday. Feeds it to Brooks. Back to Holiday. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. That drops. Moore's got a couple of 3-pointers in the second for Chicago.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Garnett outside. Out to the right wing. Muhammad with it. Moore's there. Kicks it out to Garnett. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Offensive rebound. Here's Towns. Moore with the block. And they'll keep possession. Here's Muhammad. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go. Here's Holiday. Rebound, Minnesota.
Guys, the Bulls' defense was as stout as ever last season. A big part of that is they have guys that challenge you inside and at the rim. Even off the bench, all of their bigs are mobile and protect the basket.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Talking about the Bulls and their rim protection, they had the lowest opponent field goal percentage on shots right at the rim.
Yeah, and it helps when you compare 7-footers down low. It's not just the bigs, though. Even the perimeter players will track back and challenge at the rim. Really a total team effort.
Hey, for Zach LaVine, the dunk contest last season was his coming out party to the world. He put on a show that everybody in the NBA was buzzing about.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Pau Gasol is checked in for Noah. Gibson comes in for Portis. Dunleavy's checked in for Ejuan Moore. And it's Rose in for Aaron Brooks.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
And for Levine and his dunking, if you saw him in college or last season, you knew he was a very special player in the air.
Well, Levine can be one of the great all-time dunkers with his height and ability to lift off. He gets airborne so effortlessly that there are few that can match his power and finesse once he's airborne.
Rubio against Rose. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, the 111 first place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Chicago. Minnesota also with the sub. Payne, he's checked in for Towns. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Chicago's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game.
You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the 3rd player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other 2, LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Here's Levine. Kept alive, and another shot off the mark. His first miss of the game, 1 for 2. Here's McDermott. Gibson up top, all alone. And it comes off the front of the rim.
You know, in talking about D. Rose, I don't think the individual awards mean much to him. He's about trying to help his team win championships. And that's the kind of mindset he has to continue to display.
To the wing right side. McDermott kicks to Gibson. Payne grabs the board.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Levine passes to Payne. Payne with a screen for Rubio. They set the pick. Here's Levine. And the shot falls short this time.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Dunleavy kicks to Rose. Free throw line jump shot. Buries the jump shot. Rose has got 8 points.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Bulls lead by 3. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Hi, Kevin. I'm here with Derek. And Derek, what are the most important things you've done defensively tonight to help your offensive approach?
Contesting their shots. They're a great three-point shooting team. We're just contesting, getting out and run. That's our favorite thing to do. Get out, run. We got big second runs, shooters on the floor. So open the floor up a little bit.
Derek, always explosive in transition. Thank you. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exhilarating first half, to be sure. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be breaking down all the action for you. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. They played with more purpose in the second quarter and fought to turn an early deficit into a 3-point lead by the time we reached the break. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago? Well, and that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Karl Anthony Towns has been sensational.
I tell you what, though, it's going to be important to see if they can slow him down in the second half, because so far they have not had anybody that can disrupt his rhythm down low.
Well, how about guys mixing up the looks? I mean, bump him out a little bit, fronting, doubling, anything to try to get him off his rhythm.
Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler is the 2. And it's Dunleavy in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
Derrick Rose possesses a great skill set, ball handling, passing, an understanding of how to score. First rookie to ever win the All-Star Weekend Skills Challenge.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Getting back to Rose, it's his extraordinary handle that allows him to get anywhere on the floor. such confidence in the way he dribbles and drives, whether it's getting up in a position to set up a teammate, take it himself. He's the one very best at controlling that ball.
It's a great point. I mean, guys like D. Rose, Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Kyrie, they all have maximized that skill. I mean, the thing that separates him and puts him in that Russell Westbrook category is the pure physical strength. When healthy, he's able to play well.
Here's Rubio. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got 4 rebounds in this game. And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. Here's Levine. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Levine's got 5 points so far.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Timberwolves trail by 3. There's the pass to Wiggins. Misses off the right iron.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
They grab their own miss. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Muhammad's checked in. Rubio against Rose. And Muhammad has it in the corner. Up again, and the dunk by Towns.
Now that's no run-of-the-mill putback there.
Well, the rebound and then the dunk, one on top of the other.
Yeah, that's what we call a potent 1-2 punch.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew. Something was afoot.
Timberwolves trail by 6. outside. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Again, Wiggins missing.
Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on. He's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the park. Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Here's the screen. It's stolen by Dunleavy. And they're on the break. Here's Butler. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. Butler's got 11 points.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
Rubio against Rose. 16 feet away, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Joakim Noah's checked in for Gasol. Portis comes in for Mike Dunleavy. Morris checked in for Jimmy Butler. And Brooks subbed in for Rose. And it's Chicago to start out. And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Rubio and Levine teaming up in the backcourt. Youngsters Anthony Towns and Chang are in the post. And it's Wiggins in at the 3. Makes it off the glass.
And they get the first bucket.
And they'll hope that sets the tone at the offensive end going forward. It doesn't always work out that way, but better to start fast than not.
Hey, guys, for Zach LaVine, once he finally got comfortable last season, boy, did he heat up. He shot 42% over his rookie year, but 47% over the last month. And I think that gave him a lot of confidence as he's entering into year 2.
It's Gasol with the drive. And here we go. Fast break. Wiggins has got it. Rubio misses. Here's Butler, and the rejection by Chang. They retain possession, and that one's good.
Boy, the 5th time's the charm. That's a big basket there.
And Rubio kicks to Chang. Back to Rubio. The feed to Chang. Wiggins drives in to the paint. And Gasol sends it back. For 3, Gibson. And the Bulls get it back. Timberwolves have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And Wiggins throws it down.
My goodness, he sure can get off the ground.
One of the best in the business for sure. You're right.
I tell you what, he is an imposing finisher around the rim. He makes it look a little too easy.
Now here's Rose. To the middle. It's tipped. Three-pointer, Butler, and Gorgie Jang is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. From the line. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Dunleavy's got his first bucket in this one. Timberwolves have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Levine dishes to Rubio. And Gasol sends it back. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Towns. 6 to shoot. Rubio the pass to Dang. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the way in.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups for them in that series, but they were able to prevail.
Here's Gasol, following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Feeds it to Butler. It's rebounded by Towns.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D is just enough to keep him out of rhythm. And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Boy, in that playoff series against the Bucks, the Bulls looked like they were primed for an upset as they started slowly, eventually pulled it together, and came in as the underdogs against the Cavs.
That doesn't go either for Butler.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Wiggins kicks to Rubio. No good. And the Bulls going the other way now. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
And the Cavs knocked out the Bulls in 6 games. Bulls went up 2-1 in the series, but didn't have an answer for LeBron. Strong effort from the Bulls, though, but they just couldn't match the firepower of the Cavs.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Down low, and Butler sends it back. They recover it. Here's Levine. Oh!
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now there's... starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
Yeah, just frustrated by their lack of production offensively, and I can't blame them. I mean, they're getting the looks, but the shots just aren't falling.
Yeah, and the slump that they're having shooting the ball can take its toll on you if you're not mentally strong. So I like this timeout here to try to get those guys reset and refocused.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Dunleavy. And Moore subbed in for Rose.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
Muhammad, no luck.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass. You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season. Won the Most Improved Player of the Year award. Really picking up his production in his 4th season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level.
Payne's shot is good.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. The shot by Butler, nobody around. Butler missing again. Muhammad with it. Here's Pekovic, and Mirotic sends it back. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Here's Muhammad.
Okay, fans, now coming onto the court are your...
And And before the game, star center Joakim Noah talked about the intensity of... I think Joakim can certainly make a case, Clark, for Chicago being that famished five, especially with Rose back on the court.
There's no doubting that, Kevin. I mean, even the addition of Gasol with his 2 rings, the way he left things in L.A., that left him with an appetite that has him still hustling.
Let's go.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And another thing they've done right from the start is converting a lot of those second chance opportunities. Those can be hard to come by sometimes.
Mirotic out there with Doug McDermott. Then there's Noah. Then it's Brooks, and it's Holiday in a 2-guard. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. A young team trying to find their place in the league can have it tough on the road, Clark, and the 2015 Timberwolves typified that sentiment.
In spades, 7-34 on the road last season. Dead last in the West as they won only 3 road games against the rest of the conference.
Levine dishes to Towns. Noah with the block. Inside, here's Holiday, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
Prince, the pass to Dang, uncovered, and Muhammad the bucket on the assist by Jang. And the Timberwolves lead by 6.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
Brooks outside. Lets it go. It's Chicago with another bucket. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Here's Levine. He kicks to Towns, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Doug McDermott.
And a lot of teams in the West can at least get a little bit of a breather when they go against the Eastern teams. The Wolves didn't have that last year. They got pummeled by the entire conference.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Pau Gasol's checked in for Noah. Portis comes in for Mirotic. Dunleavy's checked in for Justin Holiday. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Aaron Brooks. That is good. Greg, as you said, with the Wolves, they had as hard a time with the East as anyone. Only managed a 9-21 record, Clark, out of conference.
And those 9 wins were the fewest against the East for any team in the NBA. Not a surprise given how badly the Wolves struggled in general.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead and in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Yeah, those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now.
Outside Rose. In the corner, it's Dunleavy. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Dunleavy's got 5.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Rejected by Gasol. To the inside. Portis. And plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. There's the foul. That's against Minnesota.
And injuries, once again, were a central theme of the Bulls' season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
Each Moore, he's checked in for Chicago. The Timberwolves also changing it up. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Jang. Garnett comes in for Towns. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Levine. And that one's good. Wiggins. And for the Bulls and injuries, a lot of teams plan for these type of things. There's only so much Clark you can do to mitigate losing your starting backcourt.
But I tell you, great respect and admiration for the Bulls for how they fought through the difficulty. I mean, their front court did what they could. The injuries, once again, I thought turned the Bulls from championship contenders to just a playoff team.
And Muhammad gets it to go.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense. You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to give him.
A three-pointer, Wiggins, and another 3 for Minnesota.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams. Boy, they keep hammering away at them inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. Last season, the Bulls were a tough matchup, solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed, Clark.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, and actually excellent talent to make it special, and that combination is a winning one.
So for the Bulls, Gibson comes in for Portis, and it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Mike Dunleavy. We've got 1:28 left to play here in the half. Down low, here's Garnett, and there's the foul. Goes on Taj Gibson. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
To the paint, Gibson with the steal.
Yeah, another turnover there, but guys, overall, they put
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
Wiggins drives in. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, it didn't take long for us to see just how explosive Andrew Wiggins can be in the air. I mean, had a handful of huge dunks throughout the course of the season. He's going to make a lot of posters during his NBA career.
Minnesota making a switch here. Prince is checked in. Takes the 13-footer, and the shot no good, a bit short.
He's giving them little to nothing at the offensive end. I can't put it any other way.
Wiggins kicks to Garnett. It's all in by the Bulls. Well, Greg, you're right. It's clear to see with Wiggins. He is already fearless with his dunks. Clark, he'll go right at any big man with impunity and finish over him.
Yeah, and I think people knew he was a special dunker, but they didn't know how aggressive he would be in attacking the basket. That's where he surprised folks. I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Oh, boy. Woo-hoo. Sweet move. Tough finish. What a play.
And Rubio kicks to Wiggins with 2 seconds left. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exhilarating first half, to be sure. Andrew Wiggins was the man in the first. He had 16 points and 1 assist. And Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
You have to love a team that pounds the offensive glass.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. You look at Andrew Wiggins in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, youngsters Anthony Towns and Chang are in the post. The athletic duo of Levine and Wiggins on the perimeter. And it's Rubio in at the 1 spot. Derrick Rose, unbelievable spirit. We know about his toughness, has fought through injuries of all kinds that might cause a lesser competitor to hang up his sneakers.
And competitor, that's the word, Kevin. I mean, he was impossible to outcompete at the high school level, the college level, and now in the pros.
And Minnesota has possession. They've led by as many as 11 points. Here's Dang. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Levine kicks to Zhang. Wiggins drives in. Pocket 6. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
And, you know, back to D. Rose for a moment. He drives the lane now as hard as he did before the injury. It's a level of fearlessness that only a few guys possess. And it's not teachable. You either have it or you don't. Excellent work to turn that miss into 2 points on the tap in.
Hustle points, I believe they called it.
Yeah, how great are his ball instincts there? Just having a knack, really the instincts to just get after it on the backboard.
Levine dishes to Towns. And off the front iron, and in it goes. And the Timberwolves lead by 5.
And, you know, back to D. Rose. He grew up in a brutally dangerous neighborhood on Chicago's south side. Some of that fearlessness, that competitiveness he exhibits was learned early on out of necessity.
Chicago calls timeout.
In last season, the Wolves had the hardest strength of schedule in the entire league. Might have worked out for them in the end, as come lottery time, those extra losses do tend to help.
First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. A wide open look for Gasol. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Gasol's got 5. Well, Greg, it would work out for Minnesota with all those losses. They got the lucky bounce, Clark, and the #1 pick in the draft.
And, you know, it's the first time in a long time that the worst team in the league actually got the top pick in the draft. Allowed Minnesota to add another great young big to complement Rookie of the Year, Andrew Wiggins.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Joakim Noah's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Brooks in for Derrick Rose. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette. Now in the NBA, so he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much, Greg, a part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there, and most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions, and finally transferred to a major college and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick.
Pau Gasol, he's checked in for Chicago. Butler comes in for Justin Holiday. Payne, he's checked in for Minnesota. Here's Levine. Towns, wide open. And it's good from the elbow. Towns has got 6 points.
He has such a nice touch for a big man.
Yeah, and they've got to figure out a way to get a bigger body on him. Because if they don't match up his size, then he's going to continue to work him over the rest of the game.
McDermott passes to Gasol. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And not a guy known for style points when it comes to throwing one down, but every once in a while, Kevin.
Greg, why don't we see more dunks like that from him? He's certainly got the size for it.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the fact he lacks a little dexterity and even creativity to be an elite finisher.
out of bounds it is. Last touch by Mirotic.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Payne. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Now the Bulls with it. They're on a 17-7 run. Right wing. Here's Mirotic. Payne with the block. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Here's Muhammad. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. And it's now only a 1-point Bulls lead.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster. And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
Nikola Pekovic is checked in for the Timberwolves. Prince comes in for Ricky Rubio. And Pekovic kicks to Muhammad. Mirotic grabs the miss. As you mentioned, the Bulls added veteran leaders last season. Pau Gasol was the notable one. 11 Bulls Clark had playoff experience prior to their postseason run a season ago.
And that's invaluable, Kevin, to have that kind of experience. I mean, having Gasol, two-time champion in the locker room, big, as is having almost a dozen guys who understand the intensity and the details that playoff basketball requires.
And the Bulls making a change here. Portis is checked in. Minnesota also with the sub. Garnett's checked in. That's good. Levine's got his second bucket.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, then you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board.
Second chance shot, and it's Butler missing.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint. The clear look at the hoop, he doesn't miss many of those.
Stolen by Brooks. Here's Gasol. A rebound by Pekovic. Pekovic has got his third rebound on the night. Here's Prince. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
Here's Portis. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
Almost automatic when he can get the basketball that close to the basket.
Well, defense has to be played earlier in that situation. You've got to fight to not allow him to get that position in the first place.
KG, that's good.
Assist goes to Zach Levine.
Chicago's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Butler goes in, kicks it to Gasol. McDermott, no one around him, gets an open look and hits. And the Bulls lead by 3. Dishes it to Garnett. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. And the game still closely contested as we end the third quarter. Bulls out front. They're up by 1. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Here's Rose. The big men are Gibson and Noah. Then there's Derrick Rose. Then there's Dunleavy. And it's Holiday in at the 2 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. And they're moving it up. Here's Wiggins. Finished off the break. Wiggins has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Minnesota. And a closer look here at the hustle stance for the Timberwolves.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
They get it again. They shoot again. Levine can't hit.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Wiggins. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Chicago.
Jimmy Butler.
About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Butler on the wing. Dunleavy up top. Wide open. Minnesota with the rebound. Zhang's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Outside Butler. Second chance shot. It's deflected. Rubio dishes to Wiggins. Rubio the pass to Towns. From deep. Levine can't hit. Chicago trailing here. Now Dunleavy. Butler in the corner. Towns with the steal. To the paint. Here's Wiggins, and Gibson sends it back. And it's blocked. It's tipped, and Zhang kick hits to Wiggins. All by himself. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Here's Rubio. Another miss by Minnesota. Bulls have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. Here's Dunleavy. And right through it goes. And the Bulls lead by 2. Minnesota's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's... And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the right.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Rose goes in. Rebound, Minnesota. Rubio's got his 5th rebound in this one. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Butler on the way. Gasol a screen. Just 5 on the clock. Butler attacking. No good off the front iron.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range. That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
And the rejection by Jang.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
One-on-one fast break. Here's Butler. Rebound by Dang. Jang's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
No other way to put it. Just a rough quarter in terms of scoring. He has not been helping at all.
Levine, good.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They trail by 4. 1:11 left here in the fourth quarter. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He laid out the X's and O's and told them, we're still alive, guys. We've just got to work together, trust each other, and play our backsides off. Kevin, we'll see if they've got enough in the tank to get over the top.
Thanks, Doris. .106 left in the game. Wiggins drives in. Bean passes to Wiggins. Connects.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Well, Chicago's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. Here's Dunleavy, covered by Wiggins. Here's the 3. They get the rebound. There's 38 seconds left in the game.
And you know they wanted that one to go down.
They sure did. Would have loved to tie it up right there.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Rose gets a wide open look. And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
Boy, right now it's really tough to stop Rose.
Like one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Greg enjoys that too.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Gasol with the steal. Chicago calls timeout. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. Minnesota calls timeout. To win the game. Oh, it's no good. And we're headed to overtime. Regulation is ended and we're heading. Well, if you're just joining us, the intensity has really heated up in this one. As we watch this one go now to overtime. And it's going to be the Bulls off the tip. And no shortage of excitement here, and we're officially underway in overtime in this game. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So for Chicago right now, Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. The big men are Gibson and Noah. And it's Dunleavy in at the 3 slot. Towns, no luck. Chicago's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Butler. And the rejection by Jang. Down low. Here's Levine. Oh! And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 12 assists.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatic.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah, but hey, he's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one, although if he missed it, I might have.
The drive by Rubio. Wiggins inside the line. Rebound by Rose. Rose has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And Dunleavy gets it to go in. Now it's a 4-point Chicago lead.
They'll take as many of those looks as they can get.
Here's Levine. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Rose against Rubio. Stolen by Rubio. Here's Wiggins. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
And Butler, here we go. And the pass to Gibson. Rebound by Dang for Minnesota. They've gone 2 of 5 on shot attempts since the end of regulation. Levine dishes to Wiggins. From 10 feet out, and he gets the bucket. Wiggins has got it all tied up now for Minnesota.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Noah with a screen on Rubio, and stolen by Jang. Pass to Levine. Goes up. Count it!
Those are huge points.
Beyond huge, partner. I mean, they needed that bucket desperately.
Rose against Rubio. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Rose attacking, and Jang with the block. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Outside Butler. From the line. Yes! A huge shot to tie it up. Up top, Rubio. Goes up at the stripe. It falls!
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
And here's Rose outside, off target from downtown.